Peace, peace, peace. I'm going to take a moment. Take a quick moment. Peace, peace. Just taking a moment. I have just a word to share for sisters today. This is specifically for sisters. It just came into my spirit. And just a word on what Spirit is channeling to me as far as what we are going to need to really get through and manifest the things that we're really looking to manifest, and why some of those things are not manifesting. So the title of this message is "You have been called to share your portion." You have been called to share your portion, and your portion is the gift that Spirit has given to you to utilize for yourselves, but then to also share with the collective, whether it be through business, whether it be just through general service. But you have been called to share your portion, your gift. And this message came to me because I work with women. I've worked with women in the past. I've counseled many women who are on their path of awakening, or they're on their path of healing. And they know that there is just a gift that they have, right? They know that there is something great just brewing in their womb. Some women don't know what that greatness is that's brewing in their womb, but they can feel it. They can feel that they have this divine purpose. And then there's other women who do know what it is that's brewing in their womb, but they have been struggling to manifest it, right? They have been struggling to bring it from the spiritual realm. They've been struggling to bring it from the intellectual realm into the physical realm. And that's something that I have struggled with as well. And I think a part of that is because as women, we have been taught to follow a very masculine model, right, for producing. But we as women, we have our own model, right, because we have wombs. So our model of producing, giving birth, and for creating spiritually is very different than the masculine. So sometimes as women, we become impatient, we become frustrated, we become agitated. Sometimes we even, sometimes we even feel like giving up on our dream or giving up on our purpose because it's not manifesting, or we feel like it's not manifesting. And one of the things, again, Spirit told me was that you have been called, right? You have been called to deliver your portion, or to manage your portion, or to take care of your portion. And sometimes when we get these visions, or sometimes we put our portion in other people's hands, right? We put our portion, we put our gift in the hands of people that we see these people are already doing it. We see these people are already making money. We see these people are, out there living the life that we believe that we want to have. Or we're sharing our portion, or we're putting people who don't even believe in the vision, right? Who don't even see our gifts, right? They don't even value our gifts. They don't even know our gifts, right? And we're going to them and we're talking to them about, what our portion is, what our gift is, and we're expecting them to support us, encourage us, and that's just not happening. So, that can cause us to become depleted, energetically depleted. It can cause us to, doubt ourselves. It can bring in a lot of negative energy. So with us really working and seeking to bring these seeds, right, that spirit has planted in us into fruition, we really have to know how to nurture them in a feminine way. It's vital that we know how to nurture them in a feminine way, right? How to be patient with it, how to be patient with that seed, how to nurture that seed, how to build that seed. Peace, peace, sis. Peace, peace, baby girl. So it's vital that we are very protective, right? Another sister and we have been talking about this, right? It's vital that we are very protective over that seed that has been planted, right? Or that vision that has been given to us, or whatever it is. It's vital that we protect it the same way a mother would protect her newborn, right? The same way mothers hold out before they go telling everybody, oh, I'm pregnant, I'm pregnant, I'm pregnant. Because it is our job to make sure that as we are inviting individuals into our world, right? We're inviting individuals into that vision. We're inviting individuals into that sacred womb space. We want to make sure that the people that we are inviting into that space are going to be people, right, who are going to be there to nurture, right? They're going to be almost the doulas, right, of that experience. We want to invite in some doulas. We want to invite in some women or other people who are going to help nurture that vision, who are going to help support that vision. Because again, when we are birthing something, a new experience, we are creating something new. It's a very vulnerable time for us. Just like being pregnant, right? In those first stages, that first trimester, it's a very vulnerable time for a woman. It's a very vulnerable time for a mother. Added stress, delicate, yes, sis. Added stress, too much drama, too much trauma, it can cause you to lose that vision. It can cause you to mishandle, that seed. So, we have been called to share our portion, to protect our portion, to nourish our portion, right? To nurture our portion, to nurture our gift with patience. Again, that masculine energy, and masculinity doesn't mean that it's wrong or it's bad. It's just that there's certain type of energies that support certain situations or experiences in different ways. Right? If you're going into labor, there's going to be a time where you're going to need a doula who can walk you through it, right? What is the doula going to do? The doula's not going to be like, go, 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 go in the first trimester. The doula's going to talk to you about what this experience is going to look like. The doula's going to talk to you about, things you might be able to do to nourish yourself. The doula is going to be very nurturing. She's going to provide a nurturing energy during those first couple of trimesters of you giving birth to your portion, you giving birth to your vision, you giving birth to your gift, right? During that first season. She's going to teach you how to breathe through it. What does breath and breathing represent? That breath is like, hey, sis, there's going to be some times throughout this situation where it's going to get a little dark. It's going to get a little hard. It's going to get a little painful. And you may feel like you cannot continue. You may feel like you cannot do it. You may feel like, I started this thing, but I can't finish it because it's too big for me. Right? So you're going to need some doulas in your corner who can help you breathe, who can help you pace yourself through your process of giving birth to it. And again, it's vital that it doesn't matter who this person is in our lives. Oh, I should be able to talk to my mom about it. Oh, I should be able to talk to the pastor about it. Oh, I should be able to talk to this person or that person about it. Everybody doesn't have necessarily what it takes to nurture that thing or even support it. Some people don't even believe in it. Some people are going to say you wasting your time. You're wasting your energy. You should be doing something else. They don't think that the investment that you're making in yourself, again, in that vision, right? They don't believe that the investment that you're making is worth it. And really, it's kind of like they don't even believe that you can do it. It's like, give up. I don't believe that you can do it. Give up. And then you're going to have other people who are going to want to tell you that if you don't do it their way, it can't be done. If you don't do it this way, it can't be done. There's also some things when we talk about giving birth, right? There's also some things that are very intuitive. If you go into the hospital, they're going to tell you to lay on your back. You go to some of these other, indigenous countries, or you go to, just more nature-centered spaces, they're going to ask you, what is your body telling you to do? Is your body telling you to squat down? What is your body telling you to do intuitively? So there's going to be ebbs and flows. There's going to be some things that doula is going to be able to help you with, right? That support those women, I would say, around you, or those people around you to support you. There's going to be some things that they can offer. But then there's also some dark roads that you're going to have to walk alone, because only you are in your body. Only you are in your skin. Only you are directly connected to the source of, to the source of your portion, to the source of your gift. And you're going to have to learn how to trust yourself. And in order to trust yourself, that's something that's a muscle that has to be worked at, and it has to be developed, because a lot of times we're told that we shouldn't trust ourselves, and sometimes we shouldn't, right? If we are not doing the work, if we're not doing the healing work, if you guys have any questions, feel free to ask. I just want to invite you into the conversation. But, there's some times where you will need guidance, right? In the beginning, you might need guidance. If you're going through your healing process, you're going through your awakening process, you're processing trauma, you're processing, just all of these different things that are kind of coming to the surface. So sometimes there's so many things coming to the surface while we're in these emotional states, right? Again, because giving birth to something new can be very vulnerable, can be very emotional. So sometimes, again, you will need to talk to somebody to help walk you through, that shadow, to walk you through that self-doubt, to walk you through that fear, to support you in that discomfort. You may need that, and it's perfectly okay. I get people who come to me and they ask me questions and they're like, oh, I know this might sound stupid. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. The simple fact that you're asking means that you're searching, and that means that together we're going to find an answer. So don't be afraid of asking questions. But again, you have to know who has been, you know what I'm saying? Who's going to be supportive. You know, if you have a history with somebody and every time you're vulnerable with them and you get with them on the things that are most important to you, and every time you have a conversation with them, they're shooting you down and you walk away discouraged, that's probably not the person you want to share that vision with. And it doesn't matter who it is. Because people are always going to tell you what they see about you, what they think about you. And then you're going to have some people who see your vision, right? Peace, sis. You're going to have some people who see your vision. And they're going to be like, hey, you know what, sis? I see you being, I have this vision, right? And I see you being whatever it is that you want to be. And I believe in you. But Spirit is also showing me that in order for us to get from here to there, these are the bridges we have to cross. These are the challenges that we have to overcome. This is the pain and the anger, and these are all the things that we need to transmute in order to get there. But if you just constantly have people telling you no, 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 but they can't give you any solution, resolution, they're not open to guiding you, we have to use some discernment, because sometimes we want the okay from those people. We want the support from those people. We want the love from those people. Why wouldn't those people want to see us living our best lives? Why wouldn't those people want to pull up and be a part of, your greatness unfolding and you giving birth to this amazing thing? Why wouldn't they if they love you, right? That's how we feel. My mom should want to be a part of this, right? My pastor should see the gift in me, right? Whatever the situation is. But it's important, again, to be able to recognize who can nurture that, because it is your job, to share your portion. And in these coming times, it's going to be even more challenging. We're going to be getting women are going to be getting even more of a pushback. Because we're taught that we're emotional. We're taught that our emotions are not to be trusted. Our feelings are not to be trusted. We're taught, all of these different things. And sometimes people can't see how we got from here to there without going through all of their steps to get to the answer. They had to go away and come back and and we just sat down, or we had a dream and we had a vision. And we got it. So we're going to have to trust one another. It's going to be very important that we support one another. It's going to be very important that we affirm one another. Because there are some systems out here that are not about affirming women's gifts. But we also have to do our part in the healing. How can we bring a vision? How can I bring a vision into fruition if every time somebody says something negative about that vision, I begin to doubt myself? Right? What happens in labor? Right? And you're getting to that point where you ready to bring that baby forth. And prior to this point, you did all the work with the doulas. You learned how to breathe. You're feeling, you walk in there, you're a little nervous, but you're feeling confident because you were prepared. Then you start to feel those labor pains. And sometimes we forget everything that we learned as far as, again, how to walk ourselves, how to get through it. And so what happens? The moment we start stressing, our stomach starts to contract even more. Our body's contracting, right? It's the same thing. It's going to be more difficult for us to bring that baby into this experience. And it's the same thing, you know, with your portion. It's the same thing with your gift. If every time somebody says something negative or about my gift, I want to run and I want to retreat. I want to hide. I want to doubt myself. If every time I see something on social media, it kind of pings at me, right? Because truth be told, I probably believe that thing, right? I probably believe it. But we're going to have to get to the point to where we really begin to believe in ourselves. And again, find those spaces where people are speaking life into your vision. People are excited about your vision. People are excited about supporting you. People are excited about seeing what the most authentic expression of you looks like. People are excited to support you. Right? And they want to see you at your best. And that can take a little time. It can be a process. You know, it can be a process, and it can be overwhelming. It can be scary. You know, it can be frustrating. But it's possible. You see all these other people who have birthed all of their great things into the world. And sometimes the thing that Spirit has given us, we don't even have a model for it. There are people in this world who were the first. And sometimes when you are the first, whether you're the first in your family, whether you're the first in the community, whether you're the first in your church, whether you're the first in your school, sometimes being the first, it is the most challenging to be the first. Because people don't believe in it until they see it done. And it's challenging for you because you look around and you don't see a model of it being done. So you begin to doubt whether or not it can be done. All right. So you begin to doubt whether or not it can be done. And it can. If you have the patience, if you have the determination, if you have the consistency. And consistency doesn't mean that you are overworking yourself. When we talk about this divine feminine energy, I'm telling you, she will pull up and she will show you how to do that thing. And when she shows you how to do that thing, it don't even have to be all extra stressful. It can be in a vision. It can be in a dream. She will pull up and she will show you. You can be in the middle of doing something and she will show you. She'll just give you a vision of how to do it easier, how to do it a little bit more proficient, how to do it in a new way. Yeah, this is the way everybody been doing it, but do it this way. Because if you do it this way, then she'll lay it out for you. And when you hear it, you know, you have to be able to be curious enough to tap into it. But again, this takes, I know a lot of times people talk about spirituality, and I say this all the time in videos, and they basically say like, oh, it's just to change your mind. You just got to change your mind. You just got to think positive. You just got to not think about that. You know, you just got to keep yourself on a high vibration. In order to keep myself on a high vibration, I got to get myself on a high vibration. Can you tell me how to do that? How do you get on the high vibration? You mean to tell me getting on the high vibration is just, I'm on a high vibration? If that was the truth, then why tomorrow are you back on that same vibration? A lot of people got us out here fooling ourselves. And it's not too often that when people are on their low that they're sharing. People will always share when they're on their high. People will always snap a photo. People will always do a video. People will always, when they're on the up and up. But how frequently do they show you the shadows, you know what I'm saying, that they had to overcome, the darkness that they had to walk through in order to get to that light? All of the whatever in the world, you still got to deal with it. You still have to make choices every day to move you closer to that higher vibrational, if that's what people want to call it, mindset. So if you wonder why you've been doing this thing for a while and you're still doubting yourself, and you wonder why, I practice spirituality and I do all the processes and I do all the rituals and I follow the full moons, and I write everything down, but you are not working through the shadow. You are not working through the shadow. There's the external work and then there's the internal work. And they go hand in hand. The external work sometimes can open a door for the internal work to begin. Sometimes the external work can support the internal work. Sometimes we start the internal work and then use the external work to help us gain a little momentum. Right? But there's no way in the world that we can just do, you can do the external work, but you can just do the external work, but you can't necessarily call that healing. You just can't do the outside rituals, the moon, and then call that healing. Because what you'll find is you're still dealing with the same types of patterns. So, it's important for us to really have authority over our portion, over our gift. Use your gift to serve yourself first. And then share it with other people. Don't bypass yourself to share, don't bypass yourself to share your gift with other people. A lot of times the gift that you have, the reason that you're so efficient, the reason you're so dynamic, right, in that gift is because you've had to work the muscle. You've had to work the muscle. You've gone through it, top to bottom, left to right. And you're not afraid to go through it. And that's how you can coach or guide somebody else through that experience, or share whatever it is. That's how you show up, with this excellent offering for others. Maybe not perfect, but excellent. So I just wanted to come on, and share that. You have been called to share your portion. It is the season. And sharing doesn't necessarily mean that initially you're going to monetize it. It just means it's time, it's your gift and it's something that you are beginning to really invest in. And that investment doesn't necessarily have to be a financial or monetary investment. It could be investment in time. But honor your portion. Honor your gift. Recognize that it is a gift, even if where you are is not at the same level as the person that you look up to. It's still yours and it's still a gift. And everybody started somewhere. Don't let anybody put your gift in danger. Don't let nobody just come in and while you're in this very vulnerable state. Protect yourself. Protect your energy. Protect your mind. When you get around those people with that energy, cleanse yourself. When you leave them, cleanse yourself. And you might have to say to yourself, well, I'm in the first trimester. I can't really rock with this person like that because my energy is too vulnerable, right? My energy is too vulnerable. And if I continue to listen to them, I won't make it to the next stage. I won't make it to the next phase. And then maybe sometimes it's just distracting. Sometimes in those phases, in those stages, you need to focus. And sometimes you just got too many people around you who are not focused. That every time it's time for you to really focus on this vision, right? And to focus on this gift, you get distracted. So, it's just time to be mindful. When you're pregnant, what do? You talk to other pregnant women, women who've had babies. Honor your gift. If you need help, ask for it. It's okay. Just be mindful again of who you're asking. But it's okay. You don't have to stay stuck. You don't have to stay in doubt. Yes, sometimes during these seasons, we feel very isolated. Absolutely. Of course. Of course. Again, vulnerable. Mentally, physically, emotionally. Psychologically. Financially. If it's something you have to make a financial investment in, you might not be able to go hang out with your friends on the weekends every time like you're used to. You may not be able to go spend that money like you used to. That's how you protect. Those are some ways that you protect what you're building, what you're birthing. It takes maintenance. It takes certain types of resources. Preparing yourself. And, it's perfectly fine and it's perfectly okay. Don't get down on yourself because if you have been at this thing for a while, right? Ask yourself, sometimes we think we went wrong and just like, oh, it's just not for me. No, ask yourself where you did not protect it in the past. Ask yourself mentally if you even believe in the fact that you can do it. If you believe in yourself, if you don't believe in yourself, you're not gonna be able to do it. You will find an excuse. Something will happen and you'll feel like, oh, it wasn't meant to be. Meditate on it, pray on it. Make sure that it is actually a vision and not just you chasing something because you think that thing will give you value. That's the other thing. Is it your portion? Right? Or is this something that you're just doing for popularity or status, or this is what everybody's doing, this is the popular thing, because you don't know what your portion is. Sometimes that happens too. We look to what other people are doing. We see that other people are getting, attention or whatever it is. And we want to go learn how to do that thing. I'm going to learn how to, whatever. What comes naturally to you? What comes to you? Erica Badu had a video and she said something about, my sister sent it to me. She said something about pay attention to what comes to you with ease. And even if it doesn't come to you with ease, pay attention to the thing that might not come to you with ease, but you've learned to master with excellence. So even if it didn't come to you with ease, you just find like, damn, I just mastered this shit. I love it. It just, because some people like a challenge. So ask yourself, is this my thing? Is this something that others projected onto me? And I'm just trying really hard to fulfill that projection. I'm trying really hard to fulfill that expectation. Be honest with yourself. You gotta be honest with yourself. Because you could be putting all of your time, all of your money, all of your energy, your resource, your sleepless nights into something that's not even yours. You could be putting something into that's not even your vision. You don't feel fulfilled. And that might be another reason why it's hard for you to really get on board and believe in it too, because it's really not you. It's somebody else. It's somebody else's projection. It's somebody else's wish. You're trying to compete. Everybody else has letters behind their name, so you're trying to get up there so you can have letters behind it. Your name. Everybody's wearing a white coat, so you're going to try to do whatever you got to do to wear a white coat. Everybody's becoming a nurse. You want to become a nurse. Everybody's becoming a loctician. You want to become a loctician. Everybody's becoming a chef. You want to become a chef. Just say, I don't know. And it's okay to not know. Because a lot of people don't know. And that's when you get with spirit. That's when you get with spirit. And sit down. And sometimes it takes deconditioning for you to see yourself. Sometimes it takes that shadow work. You shedding the skin, you shedding the projections, you shedding the expectations, right? You shedding the judgments, you shedding the fear. Sometimes it takes for you to be able to shed all of these layers before you're actually able to see yourself clearly. So you gonna run and you gonna get tired trying to prove and trying to manifest something that's not even a part of your purpose. So just get real with yourself. Get honest with yourself about where you are. Get honest with yourself about what you need. Get honest with yourself about, I'm going to say this is the last thing when it comes to like shadow work, right? And working through the shadow so you can see your authentic self. Peace to whoever's watching. This is the last thing I'll say about shadow work. It's very important to, again, work through your shadow so you can see, what's really there. And sometimes what comes to the surface can be things that we're ashamed of, things that we don't like, things that we try to pretend aren't a reflection of who we are, what we're thinking. It's important to let those truths come up, right? And the truths doesn't necessarily mean you're a bad person or you're a good person. When it comes to shadow work, it's important to let everything come up. It's important to let everything come up without judgment, right? Without saying it's good or bad. The moment you in shadow work and you say something's bad, it goes to hide. It's going to hide even more because shame, right? We want to move as far away from something that we feel shameful about as possible. We don't want to identify with things or feelings or thoughts or emotions that are shameful. So it sends that shadow even further into hide. So let those things come up and observe them, right? And it's hard not to attach, right? Because usually a lot of times when the shadow comes up, there's some type of emotion. There's anger, those shadow, they come with triggers. Pay attention. Pay attention to what's triggering you. Pay attention to who's around you. Pay attention to what they're saying. Are they saying things that, attack your character? Are they saying things, that let you know that they don't believe in you? What are they saying? What's happening? And what's coming up? So you can deal with it. So you can address it within yourself. So if it's true, you could call it true. And if it's a lie, you could call it a lie. If it's true and it's something you need to be accountable for and it's something you need to change, you need to see that. You need to see that. And if it's a lie, then you need to call it that. So you can transform that. So you can transform that shame. But without allowing it to come to the surface and without seeing what it is, you just create more schisms, more divisions within your being. And when we have a lot of schisms and divisions within our being, it causes us to project things outwardly. So when I see something that reflects what I'm really feeling inside, I get so angry about it. Then I want to attack it. Why? The reason I want to attack it is because I want to get it away from me. Because it's a reflection. It's reflecting the truth back to me. I want to get it away from me. So the easiest way for me to get it away from me is to attack it. To beat it away, to shame it. So the thing that I feel shame about, now I'm shaming somebody else. Because this person is out here just doing whatever it is, and I'm hiding it. But if you allow the truth to come to the surface, you can look at it and say, how do I feel about this? Is this something that I really want to keep? Is it something that I want to let go of? Is it something that's really powerful and I don't know how to manage it and I don't know how to handle it, but it's not necessarily bad. It's just really powerful. Okay, so now we have to learn how to take this part of our shadow that doesn't serve us and we have to transmute it into an energy or to experience or something that does serve us, because it's not all bad. So we have to learn how to really look at it and separate it. Take these pieces. Because sometimes things serve us in certain situations, and sometimes it doesn't serve us in other situations. So, that's just the last thing I wanted to share about the shadow. Take time. And yes, sometimes you need to take time alone by yourself. When you feeling some type of way and you need to be real and you just need to let that shit come up, spend some time by yourself and let it come up. Let it come up. And if you need somebody to hold space with you, find somebody that you trust. Who do you trust to hold space with you while you work through that shadow? Who can ask questions? How are you feeling? What's coming up? Well, what's making you angry? Well, why are you feeling bitter? Why are you feeling this rage? What's at the root of it? vital. It's very, very important. So I would that you all have an amazing evening. Hopefully nobody really asked questions or said too much. But hopefully you guys got something useful out of the message. I always welcome, questions. Again, I do offer guidance from, just an objective space. And I also offer not readings. I don't do readings anymore, but I do channel messages and spiritual guidance, shadow work. So yeah, it's just important. There's so many different levels, and there's levels that I've had to work through myself, right? And there's levels that I'm still working through. Nobody is fully out of this life school experience. Everybody's still working through something, right? And so as we learn, we share. Don't allow anybody to make you think that they got it perfect. They doing it perfect. They got all the answers. They have arrived. Nothing ever goes wrong in their life. They don't make no bad choices. They have transcended all of the negativity and the darkness, and they have done all of this. And then they're just so holy that everybody else that hasn't done it the way that they have done it is just not holy and can never make it in life. The people who you can't make it if you don't do it this way. Let me show you. And allow the spirit to come back in. Let that spirit move through you. A lot of us have taken on spirituality, but also left out spirit. A lot of spirituality with no spirit. And that's why we can't transform, because it is the spirit that helps us with the transformation. So how you spiritual and we doing all of these things, we just tinkering with shit all day. Yeah, this might be a little shady, but we just tinkering with shit all day, and ain't no type of transformation happening in our lives. We just tinkering with shit. Let me get this candle, let me get this, and I'm gonna put this together, and I'm gonna flip it around, and blah, blah, blah. Then I'm gonna set it under the full moon, and a whole lot of nothing is fucking happening in our lives. My bad, excuse me. You might be making money because you're doing them candles. Let me make this money candle, blah, 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 blah. And you wouldn't even have to do most of that if you could just transcend and work through the shadow of the experience so that we can overcome the obstacle that is, let me tell you, okay? So we can overcome the obstacle. And is that to say that you'll never have to do this or that for cleansing, or no? But spirituality without spirit is just tinkering with shit. It's just tinkering with shit. There's a lot of people out here, and everybody was talking about light. But sometimes when you need somebody to guide you through the darkness, it's crickets. Because that darkness is smoke. Okay? I'm not even going to say the darkness is smoke. And the shadow is smoke. When you need somebody to guide you through the shadow, it's smoke. When you need somebody to guide you through the darkness, that's power. In order for you to properly leverage your power, you got to deal with the shadow. Because the same power that can be empowering to you, if you're not working through your shadow, it's going to show up and be disempowering. And the same with the light. The same light that's empowering you, that's healing, and it's all love. If you don't deal with that shadow, it's going to cause problems. There are a lot of mothers out here who are having trouble with their children because they had poor boundaries. They love them. That was all light, light, light. I love them. Give my baby everything. My baby just deserved everything. Then my baby ain't never going to have to nothing, never have to do nothing. Then your baby get out there and your baby XYZ. I ain't going to put it out there, but whatever. And you realize I didn't have balance. I didn't have balance. So I created a shadow in my relationship with this child, and I created a shadow in this child because I made this child believe that everybody in their life was going to treat them like I treat them. So now they're in a relationship and they feel entitled and they think that the woman is going to whatever, or the man, whatever, you insert it. Just tinkering with shit. So that's my message. I hope that you all have an amazing evening. Hey, Gloria. How you doing, girl? Yeah, I hope you all have an amazing evening. I hope this message just helps someone, especially women, you know, just to hold on to your visions. You know, the ride might be a little challenging. You know, find you some doulas. This is who gonna help you birth this vision, or some doulas, you know, who gonna help you rebirth yourself, right? And let's do it. Let's do it. There's too much power in the womb. There's too much power in a woman for us to be in the place, in the specific positions we're in. But we've just allowed situations to cause us to feel and become disempowered. But again, the only way that we can really tap into our power is through healing and, you know, embodiment, fully embodying our divine feminine. We already know how to be masculine. We was raised in the masculine. We was raised in the hustle and bustle. We was raised in the go get it. We was raised in team no sleep, right? We was raised in the, you know, even if you damn near dead, you still go to work. We was raised in, I mean, come on now. We've mastered masculine. And it's time for us so that we can create more balance to embody the feminine. And feminine is more than just about what we're wearing. You can be, you know, there's different aspects of feminine embodiment. You know, it's about more than just getting our nails done and our hair done and us looking good. That is an aspect of it, doing whatever makes you look good so that you can physically feel good. Aesthetically, you like what you see. But what about the core? How do you embody the feminine on the most just on a core level? Honoring your needs, speaking your truth, you know, walking in your purpose, holding space, asking for space to be held when you need space to be held. Taking time out for yourself when you need that time taken out for yourself. Protecting yourself when you need protection. Recognizing that you are the authority in your life. And I can understand if you're feeling unsteady and not confident, it could be challenging for you to trust yourself and feel like an authority. I get that. But that's why we got to work through that so that you can get back to feeling like you are an authority. And an authority doesn't mean that you will never need help. I'm authority in my life, and I talk to women, I talk to people, and I ask them what they think, or, just to get another perspective sometimes. But I am still an authority. I still trust at the end of the day that the decision I make feels sound for me, because at the end of the day, I'm the one who has to be accountable for the decisions that I make. So we can't keep allowing people to call the shots in our lives, but they're not the one suffering the consequences or being accountable when shit don't go right. Or if shit do go right, then I'm the one who did it. Well, at the end of the day, you got a decision to make. So I pray you all have an amazing evening. Be well. Peace, peace, peace. Blessings, blessings.